Hey, and welcome back. My name is Fabian. I'm a former automotive strategy consultant turned digital product manager. And in today's session, we are going to talk about driving innovation, specifically in product development in automotive. It is a topic of utmost importance, and there are a couple of areas I'm going to touch on. So firstly, I will be covering R&D, research and development investments. Secondly, I'll be diving into collaborations and partnerships before moving into the integration of advanced technologies, before moving on to fourthly, electric vehicles, EVs and battery technology, then moving on to fifth, autonomous driving technology, sixth, user-centric design and customization, and finally seventh, agile development and iterative prototyping. So quite an agenda for today. First of all, it's really important to highlight the importance of having the right strategy and technologies for shaping the products and product development processes and innovation in automotive. It is hugely important, and arguably when we talk about critical differentiators and core capabilities in automotive, whether it's electric vehicles, autonomous driving, mobility services, they're all technology capabilities at its core. So it's hugely important that automotive OEMs get the kind of balance between harvesting the fruits of their labor while investing into some of these forward-looking areas. There are a couple of areas of focus, arguably. Briefly mentioned EVs, electric vehicles, autonomous driving is hugely important, where also automotive OEMs have very different approaches in terms of where they spend their money. Some focus more on partnerships, which we'll be covering next. Others try to do more in-house. Generally, manufacturers try to invest internally when they feel like they can differentiate in the marketplace through that capability, as opposed to considering it a commodity that they can purchase or access through partnerships externally. Two kind of other areas include connectivity, especially really important for things like over-the-air updates, etc., or just generally, I mean, things like Apple CarPlay and what have you are all enabled by connectivity, and now also electric vehicle charging. And finally, sustainability, so a hugely important topic where automotive OEMs have to make a conscious effort in terms of reducing and or improving all areas of sustainability. There are some really good examples of R&D, research and development initiatives between leading automotive companies and research institutions. One very popular one might be Waymo, that is is kind of spun off from a partnership between an automotive company and a leading university in the United States, between a technology company with Google. But yeah, there are so many examples, and it's critical. So that's why, secondly, we're going to talk about collaborations and partnerships. Critical to drive innovation there. And this is a misconception when we think about our automotive brands, that they're these kind of heroic, well-established brands. But if you really kind of unpeel this onion, there are lots of strategic alliances between automakers, technology companies, suppliers, and research institutions. And there have been, or some of the biggest innovations in automotive have been outcomes of some of these collaborations. So breakthrough innovations in areas like electric mobility, advanced driver safety systems, and advanced user experience. They're not childs of individual automotive companies, but usually collaborations between at least an automotive company and a technology company, and most often than not also involving some other forms of organizations like startups or similar that can operate at different speeds and outside of typical organizational constraints. Thirdly, briefly going to touch on the integration of advanced technologies. So when I say advanced technologies, I refer to things like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, augmented reality. All the buzzwords you may have heard of are moving slowly, sometimes in some cases not even that slowly, but are moving into the vehicle and the wider automotive experience. They enhance vehicle performance, safety and user experience. So just picking on the first one in terms of vehicle performance, actually one of the automotive companies I've worked with, they have an arm in automotive Formula E, and this was their critical differentiator. Why they were so successful is that they had artificial intelligence models to improve and make recommendations in terms of performance indications, and then performance improvement areas. And this was a game changer for them. And similarly in safety and user experience, I mean, just think about kind of vehicle purchasing recommendations, think about customization of your vehicle. There are so many things that you don't have to configure from scratch, but where there are intelligent ways through some of these new technologies that make that possible. And similarly with Internet of Things and safety, where you have devices that send and receive data continuously to improve safety and performance. So just kind of in addition to some of these examples I've mentioned, are things like AI-powered driver assistance systems. We've got connected car platforms. We got immersive AR displays. So all of these areas are examples where we find advanced technologies in automotive products or services. Area number 4 I would like to delve into is electric vehicles and battery technology. So don't need to talk about the general importance of this and prominence of this topics too much, but arguably strategies for improving EV range, infrastructure, battery durability and performance, they are differentiators, no doubt about it. That means that innovations in areas like battery technology, specifically battery chemistry, such as solid state batteries, which seem to be undergoing, their own hype cycles, and advancements in fast charging technology, they are differentiators, full stop. And whether it's through in-house development or exclusive partnerships, this is where automotive companies will make their offerings more attractive and distinct from competitors' offerings. Topic number 5, again, I've spoken quite a bit about it, autonomous driving technology. It always feels like fully autonomous driving, so level 5, according to the Association of Automotive Engineers, SAE, it's always 5 years away. But arguably there has been huge progress, but there are still gaps. I mean, the implementation seems to be much more complex than all of the technology companies and consultancies thought. There are various hurdles in terms of sensing and sizing and the complexity and messiness of real world. However, there have been really encouraging prototypes, and in some areas of the US, for example, there are fully autonomous vehicles. And just if I think about my personal vehicle, I mean, it's not fully autonomous or close to that by any means, but the intelligence of driver assistance systems that make it so easy and take away loads of the pain, especially for long distance, has just been a game changer. Topic number 6, user-centric design and customization. There has been a trend, of course, not just in automotive, but more widely, but we see it also in automotive, where customers expect more personalization in terms of interior design, infotainment systems, and exterior styling. And there have been various new strategies for gathering user feedback and integrating this into the product development processes. Automotive kind of conventionally has been very traditional in terms of customer clinics, very closed to kind of outside feedback. We know what we're doing. We kind of develop something for a long time and then deploy it to market in kind of a waterfall type fashion. And this all is kind of breaking up, and companies like Tesla they really changed how loads of the automotive companies operate, and it has been very much an iterative process, because we have seen that on certain topics we can't compromise, topics that are kind of safety, etc. related, whereas for example, in terms of tech upgrades with the vehicle, we can compromise, and even with some of Tesla's newer products, we don't even seem to be so concerned about kind of traditional kind of quality metrics in terms of accuracy. So there's a shift, but arguably there have been new approaches. So lots of online data is now being used about customers, also things like your browser history, cookies, existing products, social demographic data to make recommendations while you purchase, and then also make sure you get the relevant suggestions and personalization as you move on. And finally, as a big enabler, briefly touching on agile development and iterative prototyping, there are of course various benefits of rapid prototyping, of simulation tools, of digital twins in accelerating time to market and reducing development costs. For example, companies embrace agile ways of working to iterate and refine their vehicle designs. It's no longer just a topic in software development or kind of IT topics more widely, but it's slowly but surely moving into other areas. Arguably, it is currently a little bit of a hybrid model where we try more agile ways of working in some areas, but then when we think about kind of overall engineering and go-to-market cycles in automotive, they're still very much traditional for good reason, because you can't just in an agile way build a kind of product that's as kind of safe and reliable as our products are today. So there are probably still reasons for being for both worlds, but arguably automotive is becoming more agile when it comes to the improvement, refinement of the vehicles. So to conclude and summarize, we emphasize the importance of continuous innovation and adaptation to technological advancements and changing customer preferences. I would highly encourage you to stay informed about emerging technologies, especially topics like generative AI at the moment, and other trends shaping the future of automotive product development and mobility more widely. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye bye.